Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices, and starting with the DAX here. Very much the same as the American markets, but the European markets are a little bit scraggly in their Christmas run up here. And with the DAX here, we've been looking at it in two ways. That we have wave one here as a top in play here, and then we look at this as the A wave here and 5 waves, and then the B wave, and then a C wave down into this space here. The other way to look at this is that we have wave one over here, and we have this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and a C wave here. And that's fine too, except for the C wave here is a little bit sharp. So yeah, so on the hourly chart we could look at it like that, with wave one here, an A wave here, B wave here, and a C wave here, and then we've got up for wave one and we're coming back for wave two here. So I think that in terms of tactics is that, of course, we can go long above the 1200 area through here. That would help that. It does appear that this looks like 5 waves down here. So I mean, if it had come down here in like a nice A, B, and C kind of wide visible like that, then we could accept it being wave two here. But otherwise it's going to be 5 waves down here. And if it's 5 waves to the 61.8% mark, well, then we're going to have wave one here, wave 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. Okay, so that will take us back to the, what was it, 4-hour chart here. So it will take us back to this space here. So we could look at this as 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, 4 and 5, something of this nature anyway, into that space there. So that's will just take a little bit of time to work out, or just come up with a little bit of a strategy for this too. I just want to save that, just update that. Went a bit higher than the 61.8%. So if we go back to the hourly chart here, then we can go short here. I'll just copy that rather. So we need that low to come in. So from the top, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we get that low in place here. Then we can put that under here. Okay, so then if that's breached after the bounce, if that's breached, then you can go short. You'll catch the third wave. The other point is that if I could just remove that segment and then look at the bounce here, all the bounce is going to be in 3 waves here, something like that. So then to refine that situation here, we can just bring that back up into this space here. Okay, so that would be the short trade and that would be the long trade. So we just need that to play out a little bit. We're looking for the US markets to top out in the next session, so we could see bearish moves after that. And it's the same for the CAC as well here, the French market. Yeah, this has always been a bit of point of contention here, because on the cash market that's just up as wave one here. But if I'd counted it like this here, then I'd look at this as wave one here and wave two, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave 1 and 2, and then all the way up here for 3, 4 and 5 here for the third wave, and ABC back for the fourth wave, which would pull back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree in this space there. But the other way to look at this too is in line with the DAX, so that would put a top in play. So that would put this here as wave 1 here. So I could put this here for wave 1, wave 2 here, and just consider all of this up for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 and 2. And then that would make this wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and then this alternative wave 5 sitting here on this and having a top in play. So I would expect this market at minimum to pull back into the 5,000 here. So as an A and a B and a C wave in through here. The only contention in here is the 61.8% retracement level from this space here that you would need to look at, which is, well, it's pretty close to the 5,000 anyway. So I don't need to worry about that too much. You can just use the numbers. And also between 5,000 and 100, then you've got all the sub levels in there, haven't you? So you've got 10, 20 and 30, and then 50, and then group 2 here. So you'll need to navigate those guys there. Any new high here would be tradable on the long side if there was an error made there. And also I'll do the MIB next and then go to the Italian, to the English market. So once again here, we've got a possible top in play here as well. So you could use this to go short with here and keep a stop above the 20,000 area here. And all going according to plan, we should see some sort of A wave, B wave and C wave coming into this space here. Okay, and the UK market. So the move up through here doesn't really look like an impulse wave, does it? I mean, we can count it as 1 and 2 in here. And 3 in here, ABC for 4, or even have this as the top here as 4, and then moving up here into 5. So it does count like that okay to the upside as 5 wave, but typically it looks as an A and a B and a C up here as well. So yeah, but the main point is that if we look at the FTSE 250 on the daily chart for a moment, this is it here, we can see that it's a different picture to the upside here. So for the FTSE 250, we can see that we've got an impulse wave up here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 in here, and possibly a top in play. Now it's not updated from the last session, but it's very much an impulse wave to the upside here. So we can kind of run with that for the time being anyway. And I'm just basically, tuning it in with the US markets and the other markets. So as I mentioned, the European markets in a general sense are a bit awkward in their impulse wave to the upside. So they can certainly be an A wave to the upside here, and having an A wave and a B wave and a C wave moving up here as well. But what we're trying to be doing is trying to catch these tops in play here. So on the, I think we're on the 1 hour chart, we better, but this is what we're looking for here. So wave 3 on the 4 hour chart, ABC for 4 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and looking for wave 5 up here. So just going into the hourly chart for that. So from wave 4 here, it looks like it's in 3 waves here, but if you go to the cash market, it's quite clearly 1 and 2 in here. So I'm looking at this being 3 here and 4 here, and having one more move up through here. So I'm just going to go to the tick chart here because we need to do strategy here. So this 72 number here is kind of important to me. So 7,200. So let's just go to the tick chart here and get a little bit of strategy in here. So what I was thinking is that we've got the 72 here, and then we've got group 1 above. So group 1 is 10, 20 and 30, then 50, and then group 2 will be 65, 72 and 80 here, and on the, which is this on the low side here, 65, 72 and 80 here. So in a nutshell, we're working, this is the closest largest number, and this is the number that we're working with. And if the top of group 1 here, the number 3 here, develops support, well then we know that the market's leaving 72, closest largest number, and moving to the upside. The same with the downside as well. If this area here becomes the resistance here, and especially the 72 in here, the 71, 72, if that becomes the resistance here, it can trade below it, but testing it as resistance and dropping, that means that it's leaving this number and it's leaving it to the downside. So this is the range, the swing range for a corrective pattern when working with this particular number here. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm looking at this being wave 3 here with an A wave here, an A and a B and a C here for the B wave. If this was, if we had a top in place here and this was wave 1 here, then the ABC pattern, the zigzag, would be much much smaller. I mean, because currently this B wave here is bigger than wave A here. So normally it would be, you know, a very small wave. So I'm okay to stay with wave 4 at the moment with this. We would need to look for 5 waves down with this here. It looks like we've got 1 and 2 here and 3 here, 4. So it really just, I think we're still really just, well, I can't draw on this side here, unfortunately, but we could look at wave A and wave C being roughly the same length. Okay, that would be another way to view this here. So copy that and put that into there. So that takes us down into that space. So in a nutshell, we can go long above this number here, the 722.0 here, and we can look to go short below group 2 here if it becomes the resistance here in this case. Alrighty, that's it. So I'll just leave it at that for the time being. We'll just have a little look at the US markets just while we're here on the on the S&P here. Yeah, so with the S&P here, we're still looking for one more move up as well here. So from wave 4 here, we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. And I was looking for wave 5 to move up. But this is getting a little bit messy in here. That's not triggering that here. That if the market moves back up here, above here, then we can go long from that point. But what I was explaining here in the US video is that if I call this an A and a B and a C here for wave 4 here, going up for wave, we don't have a very nice 5-wave structure here. In fact, we've got an wave 1 or wave A and B here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5. So really we've got a B wave here. So this is a B wave here and a C wave developing over here for wave 4. So that would be in line with the UK market as such as well. So yeah, just on the hourly chart here, this is kind of what we were looking at here. Wave 4 here with wave 1 and 2, a nice strong third wave, an A and a B and a C for wave 4. But I've got a bit of a problem with this because this move up through here is not displaying 5 waves, it's only displaying 3 waves. So this wave 4 can be played over here, but we don't really want it going any lower than this too, because it's already from wave 3 to wave 4, it's already moved down past its 38.2% retracement level. So any move below this current low here, or well, we could also use 272 here. If that became the retested resistance, then we have a top in play. But yeah, we could call this wave 3 here and wave 4 and wave 5 here. But on the cash market, this high here doesn't make a new high here. It's actually much lower, so it makes a nice ABC. So yeah, and obviously that the market's a bit nervous of the trade talks and so on. So it'll be driven based on that. So buy new highs, sell new lows. Alrighty, cheers.